Educational Information and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson on population explosion. In our last lesson, we learned about the biodiversity in Ethiopia. We discussed the concept of biodiversity, and we defined the terms endemic and forage plants. In addition, we learned about the status of biodiversity in Ethiopia, and we looked at some examples of plant and animal species in the region. Today, we are going to learn about population explosion. We are going to discuss the effects of rapid population growth on development. We will also describe the concepts of trends and impact. Are you ready to begin, students? The world's population doubled from 1 to 2 billion between 1800 and 1930, and then doubled again by 1975. In fact, the human population is estimated to increase about 1 billion people in the next decade. With a partner, discuss why population growth might be a source of concern.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking part in the discussion. This staggering increase of the population and the massive consumption of resources are overwhelming the planet. There have already been devastating effects of overpopulation on biodiversity, such as the depletion of forests and the loss of particular species of animals. As the world's population grows, so do the demands for clean oxygen, water, land, trees, and fossil fuels. All of this comes at a price for plants, animals, and ultimately, humans. The rapid growth of the world's population over the past century results from a difference between the rate of birth and the rate of death. These rates are also referred to as demographic trends. Demographic trends describe the changes in the demographics in population over time. The current rate of population growth is a source of significant pressure on the world. All people are affected by population growth through its impact on the economy and the environment. Students, let us do an activity. With a partner, discuss how people in Ethiopia benefit from natural resources. Then, determine how these resources are being threatened by human consumption.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello again, class. I am sure you had some very interesting ideas. You may have said that people in Ethiopia benefit from clean drinking water, plenty of farming land, or fossil fuels that are used for electricity. There are a number of different examples you may have discussed. Many of the resources that people have become accustomed to using every day are non-renewable. In other words, once they are used up, they cannot be replaced. If there are more people on the planet, more resources will be consumed than are available. Population growth threatens the stability of the planet and its current inhabitants. It is important to understand the factors that affect population growth in order to develop plans and systems to help prepare us for the future. The term population explosion or overpopulation is a condition in which a population can, under certain circumstances, grow so large that it exceeds its biological capacity. In other words, the space and resources that are currently available on the planet will not be able to support more people. For a period of time, birth and death rates were relatively similar, so the population was stable. However, during the Industrial Revolution, there were great advances in science and technology, which resulted in the reduction of death rates. Some advances include the increase in worldwide food production and distribution, as well as improvements in public health, mainly in the areas of water and sanitation, and improvements in medical technology, such as the development of vaccines and antibiotics. In addition to scientific and technological advancements, educational advancements and increases in the standard of living were also made. These factors led to an increase in the birth rate, a decrease in the death rate, and an increase in the average lifespan of human beings. The impact on development due to overpopulation can be seen in a variety of instances, such as depleted energy resources and the extinction of plant and animal species. Also, environmental effects, such as global warming and climate change, and economic effects, such as high unemployment rates and less area to build infrastructure, are results of a population explosion. Population grows fastest in the world's poorest countries. Students, what correlations, if any, can be drawn between overpopulation and poverty?
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. Overpopulation adds additional strain on areas with very limited resources. Although the cause of poverty is not a direct result of population explosion, it is clear that people living in developing countries often suffer due to the lack of necessary resources. Rich and poor countries alike are affected by population growth. However, the population of industrial countries is growing more slowly than in developing countries. Present growth trends indicate that the population of economically developed countries will double in 120 years, while the population in third world countries will double in about 33 years. This growth will require an increase in output to meet the needs for food, water, healthcare, technology, and education. It is already a challenge in developing countries today to keep social and economic conditions from deteriorating. Any further population explosions could potentially affect the overall quality of life and degree of human suffering on Earth. This brings us to the end of our lesson. Today, we discussed population explosions. We learned about the cause and effects of rapid population growth, and we discussed the stress overpopulation places on the planet. Until next lesson, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.